It's always so abrupt.
I know, but I think in the other end, people can't hear the sound. So to us, it's abrupt because there's a lot of noise.
But to the rest of the world, it's not.
I don't think so. I mean, it disappears as a countdown. It's just a really nice transition to get us between the weird, awkward going live button
Yes.
and then actually being on the screen.
Okay, well, I appreciate that aspect. It's the jarringness of it. I'm going to have to learn how to adapt to.
Yeah, actually, I forgot to change the title of this live. We are not here to do a Q&A. We're here
No.
to talk about things we do at Disney World every single trip,
Yes.
and it's a long list. We have a bit of a routine,
Yeah. Which
so
is good, right?
hmm
But
yeah.
also bad because some of the things that we do every trip are because we're so used to the routine.
hmm But I just feel like you can't reinvent the wheel when you have to do it so often, and so some things
Mhm.
have to be routine. But it's okay to
Yeah,
break out of that sometimes too.
for sure.
Before we get into things we've done or do every trip, do we have bits of news to discuss today?
Just some little bits. First of all, Frozen Ever After is back open. Soft opened yesterday. It's officially back open today, and everybody's looking really nice.
They look great. And did you see the wait times this morning?
Yes, I did.
Nothing. Guardians, who is she? We don't know her.
We
It's
don't
all
know her.
Frozen Ever After has the longest wait at Epcot today.
It is, yeah, just like it was, opening days for them, which is nice. I do want the name of their surgeons because I am very impressed
With their facelift.
with their facelift. Everybody looks very good. So kudos to Disney
I
for
can
getting that done.
I can give you a name. It is a major upgrade. And
Yes.
I hope that it will also mean that the ride won't go down as much because the
Mhm.
animatronics will be more reliable. But I'm also happy for people that are there right now because they didn't know that it was going to open during their trip. Because it,
Yeah.
it literally just said, we're open in February,
Hmm.
and that's it. And it's open, actually, soft opened yesterday. But
Yes.
it's definitely fully open today, which means if you're trying to book lightning lanes, you should be able to because it's officially reopened.
Yep. So that should be good to go. So that was a little bit of happy news that we had. And then, did you see that Bath and Body Works has another princess collection?
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's so cute.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't have the images prepared, but it's very very cute. Because I live in Mexico, probably not gonna have access to it.
Yeah.
And we do have Bath and Body Works here, but they just don't have the same lines. And so it was like, oh, we'll just look at the pictures from afar. They're
From
so
afar.
they're so cute.
Yeah. I'm excited for those. I didn't get any of the last ones, and I probably won't of these, but I do like seeing them. And I like going into people's houses, like my friends' houses, and see when they're like covert Disney people because they've got them. Because not surprisingly, not everybody lives Disney 24/7 the way that we kind of have to during spans of time. So it is kind of fun to see other people who appreciate that stuff. So
Mhm.
I imagine it will be very popular. The last time they did this, it was very popular. So if it's something you're interested in, you should probably grab the ones that you want now.
Mhm.
So that's about it for the news, but just looking ahead to the rest of the week, because today is Thursday, bless. Tomorrow we are off because we were recording for Patreon. We do
Mhm.
that on Fridays.
Fridays are for patrons. Wednesdays we wear pink. Fridays we spend with patrons.
Patrons, that's right, that's right. And then Typhoon Lagoon closes this weekend. We talked about that on Monday. And then just the fact that it is President's Day on Monday. So this is a very busy time of the year in the parks. The Premier Pass is selling out multiple days in a row. So if you are headed there, don't be scared. Just be prepared. Have a plan in
Don't
place and
be
pivot.
scared. Just be prepared. Don't be scared. Just be prepared.
Exactly.
I'm trying to make a song out of everything or a saying.
A saying.
Yeah.
So I think that's about it. It was again, it felt like a pretty chill week,
Mhm.
all in all.
And then it won't be someday. You
Yep.
know what I mean? And then we'll be cursing and saying Disney's trying to kill us.
Yeah.
A statement we have said many times
Many, many
already.
times.
Um, okay. That is it for the news. Let's talk about things that we do every single Disney World trip because we have a bit of a routine. The same way that people commuting to work to have routines.
Mhm. Yeah,
They know what they're gonna probably do for lunch. They know their commute. They know what they need for the day. Same thing. Going to Disney World is a work commute for us.
it is a work commute for us. And I also think that just like people who go to work every day, if you have any little slight little changes in your plan or your day, it can kind of mess up your whole routine. And I think that's what leads to some of these things that we end up doing every trip is
Hmm.
that a little glitch gets tossed in our day and suddenly we're spending money we don't need to spend. But we'll get to that when we get there.
The first thing that we do during a trip is that we stay at the MCO Hyatt.
Yes, and but this is a recent development for us.
It's recent as of the last 9 months,
Mhm.
and it is because I used to live in the Dallas Fort Worth area, so direct flights that were very easy to catch. It was literally like 2.5 hours or something, 2 hours. And I could leave in the morning, arrive in the morning. Heather has always had connections because where
Mhm.
she lives requires connections. Now I live in Mexico where I also have connections. So that means that I cannot really arrive before
Mhm.
late at night. And so now Heather books her flights to kind of correspond. And because we get in so late, it's much easier just to get our bags off baggage claim and go to the MCO Hyatt at the airport without having to worry about getting a car to a hotel, getting checked in, all that kind of stuff. So we start our trips at the MCO Hyatt.
Yes. And that has been working out really, really well. I do selfishly like taking a later flight in the day and not taking that super early morning one.
Hmm.
Uh, when it's like a personal trip, like it's a fun trip, those early morning flights are way easier to handle. But when it's something where you know you're going to be hitting the ground running, doing work stuff for multiple days, not having to get up at 3 in the morning to get to the airport is nice. So kind of glad you moved to Mexico, is what I'm saying.
It's hard though. I don't like these
Mhm.
long days because it used to feel like so easy.
Welcome to
Oh,
my world.
yeah. Yeah. But ideally, if you're going to travel as much as we do, it'd be nice to have direct flights, and neither of us do.
Yep. But look at us persevering.
I do have direct flights to California, though, FYI.
I've got direct flights to Denver.
Hmm.
I mean, if we're just comparing,
No,
that's
but I
about it.
no, but in April we're going to California. That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
So
well.
I'm direct for that.
Well, to be fair, I'm direct too from Florida.
Hmm.
I've got a
Oh,
direct flight.
that's a long direct flight. Oh my gosh.
Hmm.
Okay. What else do we do every trip?
We always order groceries
We do, and
for our room.
I will tell you, I have a routine for this because you said you kind of have to have a routine so you don't forget stuff. And I take an Uber to the airport and I order the groceries in the Uber on the way to the airport. That's my routine. That's how I spend my time
Hmm.
because I'm like, I don't want to forget. So I do it every car ride on the way to the airport.
Hmm.
And we were using Kroger delivery and they no longer deliver in
Nope.
Florida. And I would literally just go to the last order and hit reorder. And then if
Hmm.
we had a room with a microwave, I would throw in something extra for the microwave, a little
Hmm.
mac and cheese cup or something,
A little something.
a little something we could microwave. But otherwise, our order stays the same: bottled water, little fresh fruit, maybe some cookies,
Um, Chocolate donuts, Diet Coke,
chocolate donuts, I Coke.
protein
Although
shakes.
I will say that although we do have drinks during our trips, it is easier to not order alcohol in your grocery order because for alcohol you have to be there
Hmm.
to get it. So I just don't order alcohol in the thing, and it gets delivered to Bell Services. And I have it. A lot of people try to time their order like exactly when they're going to be there or after, but you
Hmm.
don't have to. They store it for you.
Yeah.
So I try to get it scheduled for before we get there,
Hmm.
and that way it is already there and
Yes.
then we can get it when we arrive. But we cannot use Kroger anymore, so
Yeah. We're gonna have to switch to something different.
I'm gonna have to pop our items into Instacart or one of these other services.
Like Walmart is a popular one too.
Yeah, I won't be doing Walmart, but I'll do something else. There's so many choices.
Hmm. So that's something that we always do.
Hmm.
Something else we always do is almost every trip forget to make at least one day's worth of park pass reservations.
Yep. Yep. The cobbler's children have no shoes. Are you familiar with this phrase?
I am. I am.
So we could be out here telling people about like, don't forget to do this, don't forget to do this. And then it's like when you've done things so many times, not to brag,
Mhm.
but it's easy to forget. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, did we make park reservations or not? This is only for annual pass holders, pretty much. So you don't have to worry about it unless you're an annual pass holder.
Yeah. But that's something that we do
Oh,
almost
and
every
it's
time.
very embarrassing.
Yeah, I love it when you walk up there and you put your magic band on the thingy and it doesn't turn the right color.
It
It's
turns blue.
blue.
I can, you know what? This could be a whole topic. When has it turned blue for you? Because it is mortifying to
Uh-huh.
us, and it's been some specific times that really,
Yeah.
really embarrassed me. Oh, I have a guest going to Halloween party with me. Oh, tickets aren't linked.
And
Scan blue. Had to have guests, guest services or whatever come
it's
over.
it's not a big deal. It is so not a big deal. I don't know why we're making it a big deal. I think it's because we like to do everything right. And so when you get called out in the most kind way possible, it still feels mortifying.
It's because we know better.
It's
It's
traumatizing.
like going through TSA at the airport with a bottle of water in your bag.
Ugh.
It's like I know better. So one time at the Orlando airport, I went through and they pulled my bag aside because it had a bottle of water in it, and the person next to me was like, "Are you Shannon from W?" Mm-hmm,
Yep, and that is my bottle of water that I know should not be in there.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Did I check my bag before I tossed it down? Nope, sure didn't.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, whatever. I've maybe someday I will evolve and that kind of those kinds of things will not traumatize me, but not this time. We also every trip when it, at least when it's the two of us, we host meetups somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And
We do.
um, when on one of our most recent trips, we even did a festival crawl with folks, and that was super fun.
We did. So we do a lot of things with patrons, and these in-person meetups are one of those things. And so we used to and still will probably meet at different lounges at like hotels and
Hmm.
stuff, and we just sit around and chat, have a drink, whatever. But we did during a few months ago. We What was that, Food and Wine
It was
Festival?
food and wine.
Yeah, we said let's meet up in Epcot,
Hmm.
and we had everyone meet us at a specific seating area. And then there were a bunch of booths nearby. And we said, okay, we're going to be here like basically an hour at each
Yeah.
spot. Okay, we're going to be here. And then you can go to whatever booths and then we will hold the tables. We'll all be here. And then when we were done with there, then we went to the next spot. And
Hmm.
then the next, we went to 4 spots.
Yeah. And got lots of good food and good drinks. It was a lot of fun. Had a big group.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoyed that.
Mm-hmm.
So we do that every trip. We also tend to use Uber and Lyft a lot, and not just from the airport. There are times when the idea of waiting for a bus is a lot, especially for me. I don't like waiting for the bus, and when it's just two people, it's way easier to use Uber and Lyft than it is when you've got a family in a car seat and all those things going on. So it is not unusual to see us hopping in an Uber and Lyft, even if the bus is rolling up right at the same time.
Also, minivans sometimes.
Yeah.
Minivans are especially useful in a couple of cases. Sometimes you just take minivans, though, just because. But there's a few different reasons that you might consider minivans. Going to Magic Kingdom
Hmm.
is one because they're the only cars that pull up to the front. So if we really need to be there at like a specific time and we don't want
Hmm.
to chance it with the buses or whatever, we'll take a minivan to drop us off right by the buses. And Hoop to Do Review or
Hmm.
Fort Wilderness in general, minivans go there. And again, the only cars that can go to that part of Fort Wilderness. Another time that we have taken it minivans is if we want to go to a resort and we don't have a dining reservation.
Hmm.
Because if you take an Uber to a hotel and you don't have a dining reservation, a lot of times the guard will say, "Do you have a reservation?" You say no, and they
Hmm.
go, "No, you can't come in." It depends. Sometimes they let you, but minivans don't do that. They go
Mm-mm.
through the same security lane or whatever as the buses. No one asked them if they have
Nope.
reservations, so you can
Nope.
take minivans to bypass that.
Yes, and also if we wanted to go in the International Gateway,
Right. That's what I'm thinking of specifically.
yeah, over at Epcot. So we'll take them over there. So Not always the least expensive, clearly, option, but if you're traveling in a group of just adults and it's a smaller group, it can be a nice little way to maybe make it a little bit quicker to get between places.
One other example I thought of is whenever we're located in places that we don't think the Uber and Lyft can find us. For instance, we stayed in the Treehouse Villa,
Mhm.
and sometimes the Uber and Lyft were having a really hard time figuring out how to get in there because
Mhm.
the security bar thing didn't
It's
have a
not it yeah, there's it's not manned.
there's not a person there. So it was much easier to take a minivan for that. And
Mhm.
then like we were stuck at somewhere at Coronado Springs Resort, remember? And
Yes.
the Ubers and Lyfts kept we were at the convention center and the Ubers and Lyfts kept canceling because they couldn't find us,
They
but the
couldn't
mini
find
but the
us.
minivans knew right where to go. So minivans can be helpful to find you.
Yes. That is a great point. I forgot when we got stuck at the Coronado Springs.
Yeah. Don't mind me. I'm looking around because it is hot in Mexico and I'm trying to figure out how to adjust the temperature in here. Go, go ahead.
Okay, so we also don't tend to book dining reservations ahead of time unless there's something new that we want to try.
Hmm.
Otherwise, we book them on the fly. And if you're super flexible and there aren't places that you specifically like have to dine at, this can be a great way, especially if you don't mind eating at off times. If you don't mind eating, like at 1 o'clock versus 11:30 or noon, you can usually snag lots of different. You'll have lots of different options for dining, and
Hmm.
it's worked out for us. Also, too, again, small group that makes it easier.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, we don't usually book dining reservations ahead of time.
If we do, we're not usually booking it 60 days out, like most people
Mm-mm.
are. And we also make use of Mouse Watcher or some
Mm-hmm.
like a dining alert service like that to help.
Yeah, because oftentimes we aren't finalizing our plans on what we're going to do on a trip until we get closer. Because our trips are very focused on things, which is part of the other two things that we do. Is we always hit up whatever's new. So
Mm-hmm.
between our last trip and the most recent trip, we're going to be hitting up whatever is new, no matter what that is, whether it's a character, because we love meeting new characters. It's one of our favorite things, and we never feel awkward at all. And it's not our favorite part of the job.
But I have to admit, sometimes I think it's fun.
I think we're getting better.
I really enjoy them at Jollywood Nights. I really enjoyed it at Jollywood Nights. They have fun characters, and
Yeah.
we paired it with food and drinks this last
Hmm.
time, which is something we really recommend to people. If you're wanting to do food, drink, and characters, do them all together.
Do them all together.
And there's something about being at night in a party atmosphere.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, that was fun.
It was cute. It was fun.
Yes. So we're going to hit up whatever's new, and then we're also going to try to test something that we usually do. So like either our touring plans or our rope drop strategy or um, advice for how to get between places. So we are going to be doing that as well on every trip.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we will also um, either lose or forget an external charger every trip. I don't know how much money we have spent in fuel rods over the years, but we should probably be partial owners at this point.
They're too expensive now to be messing around like this.
Mm-mm. We're gonna have to get our stuff together. This charger that I have right here is because I left my last one in a seat at beach club or yacht club, like in their lobby. I was sitting there and accidentally left my beloved one and had to have one door dashed to me.
Mm-hmm. Um, Something that feels connected to this in a way that we do is we never charge our magic bands. Speaking of charging things, we never charge our magic bands, and
Mm-mm.
that's on purpose. Like that's not something we forget to
Yeah.
do. It's okay. So we have a million things to charge at the end of the day, just like most
Hmm.
people do. And magic bands could be one of those, but you don't have to charge your magic bands
No.
because they still work. Like to tap
Hmm.
into the park, tap in for your
Just
light
the
show.
lights won't work and the
It's only
tactics.
it's only the lights and feel because it kind of vibrates.
Yeah.
We don't get that functionality, but we don't care.
Yeah.
So we don't charge our magic bands.
Are you a little jealous though when you're at a show and everybody's magic bands are pretty?
No, but I enjoy looking at theirs.
I get a little jealous. Then I feel like maybe I should charge mine, but I get back to the room and I don't care and I don't do it. So womp womp. We start out so strong. I'm always so proud of us at the start of a trip, and then we fade.
Mm-hmm.
We get towards the end and we lose our, I want to say it's not ambition,
Strength.
our will to live a little bit. Like,
No, because listen, so people listening to this, most people have been to Disney World. You know how tiring it is.
mhm,
Like you're going, 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 going. So add to that your full time job on
mhm,
top of it. So we're doing both at the same time. We don't sleep a lot. We have some when we get back to the room at the end of the night after a long, long day, we have more work to do for like
mhm.
hours. And so it is. It's like a marathon.
Yeah, it's rough. But to help make that a little bit easier, every trip, of course, for research purposes, we make a stop at either La Cava, Baseline, or Nomad. Sometimes all three. This is purely for research purposes. That's my story for that.
Yes, and sometimes we will reward ourselves with if we get everything on our to-do list, then
Hmm.
our last day can be just for doing what we want, including going to Nomad, La Cava, and Baseline, maybe all three.
Yes, in one
We
day.
we really love those places.
Yes. Um, every trip, every day, you're also recording daily updates for the Main Feed podcast.
I record this is how I look. Hello. Hello, it's 126 from Magic Kingdom, and we just went to Beacon Barrel. So I record these updates all day, and then
Hmm.
at the end of the night, I edit them together so it can be one big daily update.
Yep. We'll be walking around, and I'll look around, and Shannon will be gone, and I'll know then that she's over someplace quiet trying to get something recorded. So
Hmm.
there have been many times though where I'll say something to her, and I'm not realizing that she's recording, and I feel like I'm going to get yelled at by the teacher.
Oh, now Heather's on the Main Feed podcast.
Yeah, my bad, my bad. Now since you've moved, um, you also order stuff to take back to Mexico.
Yeah. This is a new part of my routine. So I order things on Amazon that we need that we
Hmm.
can't easily get in Mexico. Mexico does have Amazon. There are things here, but it's just not very easy. I don't order Amazon in Mexico for some different reasons. But when we have things like, oh, need a new pair of shoes. Oh, we're
Hmm.
out of that, makeup product or whatever. I order it just before the trip
Hmm.
and with the hopes that it'll be delivered like the day that I arrive or maybe the next day.
Yeah.
And then it is taken depending on the hotel. If the hotel has a mailroom, it'll be taken to the mailroom. If it doesn't, whatever. So hopefully you can get the items at the beginning of the trip because sometimes there have been issues and
Yes.
I've needed to like track down an order, send something back, whatever it is. And yeah, so and in my suitcase, I leave half of a side empty when I'm at home
Hmm.
packing because whatever I order on Amazon has to fit in that space.
Which is amazing because I overpack every trip. Like I overpack, and I don't know that how I would do it if I had to leave that much space in a suitcase.
I also only have one suitcase.
Yeah.
So I don't know. There was a time when I had two every trip.
Yeah.
Now I only have 3/4 of one.
Yeah, I do. I have one suitcase in my rolling carry-on because I don't want my laptop on my back.
Yeah. I have a rolling carry on as well.
So that's what I do.
Hmm.
We also record nightly for Patreon.
Yep, this is amongst the work tasks after a park day. We come back
Hmm.
and I don't see them right here, the mics, but yeah, I have professional equipment, recording equipment that I travel with, and we record every night. And this is what patrons love the most because we are so tired at this point of the day and absolutely unhinged.
Uh-huh. No
And
filters are gone. Sometimes it's after like Mickey's Not So Scary or an after hours or Jollywood. Perhaps drinks have been
or a visit
consumed.
to or a visit to urgent care.
Uh-huh. So we are committed to doing it though. So we get that knocked out, and then only then can we pass out at night.
And we have a routine with it too because we record and then Heather
Mhm.
goes and takes a shower
Shower.
while I edit it and get it uploaded, and then I can, it's a whole thing.
I tried to negotiate shower before because sometimes I just feel so gross, and I was quickly shot down on that.
Because then I have to stay up longer while I edit.
So that is what else do we do here? Oh, we try to remember and submit cast compliments.
Hmm.
Like we be very conscious of that when people are going above and beyond and just those amazing cast members because there's so many of them. We try to remember to submit those cast compliments, and you can do them in the app now. They don't feel as special now doing them in the app. I like going to guest services. I know it's easier, but it just doesn't feel like I don't trust that it does anything when you do it in the
I've
app.
I've seen that it does. Like I've seen cast members share
Mhm.
it, but the problem is that you have to know specific information that the app asks of you. And if you go
Mhm.
to guest services, sometimes it can be easier to be like, that guy Tony who's here right now
Yeah.
and works at that place. I don't know where he's from. Don't ask me where he's from.
No.
He's there right now.
Yes. Yeah, that's true. And I don't know, it just feels different though talking to a person. I think I'm really anti everything on the computer anymore. I also this is a tangent. I also don't like ordering at the kiosks at McDonald's.
This is an interesting tangent because we have the digital marketing jobs.
Oh,
How
okay.
are you going to do this with pencil and paper? You're not.
They're not. But come on. Sometimes I just want to talk to a person.
Would you like to talk about what you were doing yesterday
Nope,
building
sure don't.
tools for a website?
No, let's keep going. Um, oh, sometimes, and we've gotten better about this. I think we will at the end of a podcast when we're recording at night, or at the end of the main feed stuff when you're doing the daily notes, we will say we're going to do something,
Mm.
and we do this a lot.
Oh no,
And
lessons learned the hard way. I'll be back later from blah blah blah. Update. Didn't make
did
it
make it.
because it rained out, or we
Hmm.
had something else to do, or we started feeling sick, or yeah.
Yeah, or
Don't
XYZ. Insert whatever excuse there is. Do not say where we're going to go next. Like that is our new mantra is not to do that so that we don't disappoint people. I'm sure they're all waiting to hear if we ever made it to where we said we were going to go, and chances are we didn't.
Well, I'm a big like do what you say kind of person. Like if I say I'm going to be somewhere, I will be there at that time. I don't
Hmm.
like to cancel, like whatever. So it feels flaky to me to
Yeah,
say we're going to do this and then be like, nope, we didn't.
my bad. Didn't
Don't like
quite make it.
don't like it.
Yeah, yeah, we're getting way better at that though. Um, we also share a lot of meals, and I think we've talked about this before on here. And we also order kid meals a lot.
You do.
Hmm.
You do specifically. Yeah. So we mobile order at a place, and I put in mine and then hand my phone to Heather, and she puts in hers, and hers is usually a kid's meal.
Because I feel like it's for usually it's about the right size, unless there's just something I really, 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 really want that's on the adult menu.
Yeah, and this is one of the many reasons to not like the Disney dining plan, I think, is that you're kind of
Mhm.
locked into certain credits and portions and
Mhm.
stuff per person. And for us, it would be a complete waste of money because
Mhm.
we can share stuff and we often order like an appetizer and dessert or something. Like we want
Yeah.
to create the meal that fits us, not be locked into their credits.
Yeah. For sure. For sure. We also keep an eye on the weather. I think I'm very neurotic about this, but in a positive way because I don't like to wear wet clothes or have wet socks or have my shoes be wet. So I am constantly, especially in the spring and summer and the early fall, looking at the weather and making sure that we are not going to be trapped out in the middle of the rain without any place to hide.
Is this the opposite of your storm chaser family members or is it related?
Hmm. Probably related. I mean, I do live in Tornado Alley, so
Mhm.
weather seems like it's a big deal here. And I think that paired with the fact that the idea of walking around Epcot with soaking shoes just is not what I want to do.
So I just did a a short video a couple days ago about handling the noise in the parks because I have a noise sensitivity, and Heather got me loops that you can put in your ear to muffle the sound a little bit. I'm sensitive to sound. Heather is sensitive to textures.
Oh, so much. Like corduroy. Oh, the idea of putting corduroy on my body makes me want to cry.
Or
I
doing
can't.
dishes with food particles.
Mm-mm, food particles. Nope. We
See,
do.
but there's no loops for that.
Unfortunately.
Hmm.
Body condoms.
Okay, moving on.
um, I personally often regret that early morning flight. Like I book the an early morning flight to come back home because I just want to get back home. And truth be told, I don't often have many options that are going to work to
Mhm.
where I'm not having to have this period of time where I don't have a place to stay, like between when you have to check out of the hotel and when you have to be at the airport.
Mhm.
Um, but usually at the end of the trip, I'm just really tired, and that super early morning flight, huge regret. I appreciate it when I get home. Sometimes I can get home before noon or shortly after noon, but I don't, man, getting up that early, especially if Shannon's still in bed, it really, really ticks me off.
We usually try to time it though, so
Mm-hmm.
that we go to the airport together. And I have to leave pretty early now to get home.
Mm-hmm. Otherwise, it's like the end of the day. So, like I say, I appreciate it when I'm home, but not in the moment. Definitely not in the moment.
What about using resort luggage transfer service?
I do like that.
That's
That's
something
worked.
that that's something you can do
Yeah.
if we're at a value resort.
Yes. And I like that you can drop off your luggage so late because you can literally like brush your teeth, get your stuff done, and get your. I like to toss my toothbrush. I get the ones like from the dentist and stuff, my for my cleanings. Get my toothbrush prepped for the next day, and then I can toss it that morning. But all my toiletries and everything can go, and I just keep the things that I want to carry on with me, and that works.
And then in the morning we pack really, really fast.
Hmm. Yeah.
I don't under Speaking of this, I don't understand when people say that they start packing to leave the day before their trip. I don't understand what takes so long.
I kind of start organizing though, so I kind of get it, especially if you're packing for multiple people. If you've got kids, that makes a lot of sense to me where you're going to start gathering stuff up. Also, if you're like me and you're overpacking and everything has to fit back in, you have
Hmm.
to kind of be prepared.
Yeah, I mean, I space wise, I definitely have to think about that because I have my Amazon order and my souvenirs
Hmm.
and my stuff. And be lucky if it stays under 50 pounds.
Yeah, so far I have been so impressed though with your ability. I don't understand how you'll have this giant pile of stuff and it has to go back in that suitcase. I don't know how you do it.
I have a Tetris brain.
You 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 must because it's very impressive. Um, Last couple of things we always do. We always make time for a ride on the people mover, even when our feet are tired.
Always. This might blow people's minds, but sometimes the People Mover is the only
Only.
ride we go on a whole trip.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we're not there for the rides, then we don't go
Mm-hmm.
on the rides.
Yep.
Especially like if it's a Christmas party focused trip,
Mm-hmm.
then we are spending a lot of time at the Christmas parties. We're
Mm-hmm.
spending a lot of time at Jollywood Nights because then we go to those parties and then we go back to the room and start updating the content and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So there isn't time for rides. Like we're at the parties to find characters and confirm
Mm-hmm.
times and locations and details. We don't go on rides very much.
Yeah. So, but when we can, I mean, we always, always, always make time for a ride on the people mover.
And speaking of the Christmas party, the People Mover is one of our favorite rides during the Christmas
Oh
party
yeah,
because you get to see a lot of
you get to see
stuff,
a lot.
including Space Mountain with the Christmas lights going. You
Mm-hmm.
get to see the Speedway, which is decorated for Christmas, and you
The
can, castles
the
being
stage show that's going on
stage show. There's a lot to
back there
see
in Tomorrowland.
from the People Mover.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Um, and then finally, this is something I think lots of people do, and it's a very anticlimactic way to end this whole list. I should have been thinking about it when I was typing things up this morning. But we always eat breakfast in the room, and as we're walking out to the bus or the Uber or the Lyft, we
And
always do.
sometimes eat breakfast at the desk at home. So it just
Mhm.
continues the tradition.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not breakfast restaurant people because just grab something in the room or take it with you.
I
Take
will.
it.
Breakfast is my absolute favorite meal of the day,
Mhm.
and it is my like my favorite meal to go out to eat and have, because the idea that you get to have dessert as your main course, because that's all a pancake is dessert. That speaks to me. But at Disney, I don't usually do that.
Mhm.
Not even on races, like race weekends. It's I'm eating in the room.
It's a timing thing.
Mhm.
There's not enough time.
Or
So we'll
sleep.
take a banana on the bus or
Mhm.
and a bottle of water. And we do have cold brew from Starbucks most trips as
Mhm.
well. In my head, this is hot coffee. I have a French press at home. I make hot coffee, but during our trips, it's all about the cold brew.
Cold brew. That's an easy one to put in the trip. Of course, we're big fans of the bananas, protein shakes, granola bars,
Hmm.
Diet Coke, bottle of water, out the door.
We gotta go. We got things
Hmm.
to do. Yeah. So that's some of ours. That pretty much sums up the list. We do have some comments. We have Christine joining from North Carolina. Hello, Christine Smith. Sarah wants to know, did Heather get into Wine and Dine? We didn't get in despite our 6 screen effort.
Ah, yes. And we got in this. I think this was the fastest that we've ever got in. Um, had a laptop set up here next to me. Actually, had 3 laptops set up here next to me, and a friend over who was helping. And she was one of the laptops got in, I would say like 15, 20 minutes. It was very fast. I'm very sorry you didn't get in though.
Yeah, been seeing some stories like this.
Yeah.
They sell out so fast. CJ, not travel related, but have you thought about putting the audio from these live videos in a podcast feed, maybe separate from the normal feed? No, hadn't considered that. I'll think about it. I don't know if it translates because we use visuals most of the time. I'm just
Mhm.
not today.
Like this.
Mhm.
Is this a good one?
We use visuals. I mean, I guess the visuals are sometimes optional, but I think that makes it harder for audio listeners. Um, Jenny has a question. She says, I'm not sure where we're supposed to submit them. You can do it right here. We're going to take the resort monorail around on one of our non park days. What would be your bucket list items at each resort? 5 kids, ages 4 to 14. The kids change things.
Hmm.
The kids do change things.
Yeah. Not necessarily wanting to do a bar crawl with those ages.
Yeah. And we would do that. I have done a monorail crawl with someone who is sober, and we did a cupcake crawl and a cupcake crawl around the monorail and the quick service drinks
Hmm.
because you can refill them like 3 times within 2 hours.
Hmm.
This is getting real nerdy. Okay, so the cups that you get at the resorts have a chip on the bottom, and you can refill them I think 3 times in 2 hours. And so it was perfect for a monorail crawl because we could refill it at all the resorts.
Hmm.
So like at the Contemporary, we'd find a cupcake and then get a quick service drink. Go to the Polynesian, find the quick service there, refill our drink there, get another cupcake.
Yes.
So that's a non-alcoholic hopping option.
Yes. And depending on the season that you're going, like if it's like soon here closer to Easter, you'll have Easter eggs at like the Grand Floridian, which is something that everybody enjoys during the winter time, or the holiday time. You'll have gingerbread stuff and Christmas decorations. I was just looking up our how to tour resorts, Shannon.
Yes, I'm going to share it right now.
You could,
We have these for many resorts.
yes, you could do a progressive meal where you have, an appetizer at one, a main course at another, a dessert at a third. Of course, if depending on the time of day, you can catch fireworks from all 3 of those places in the evening. All 3 will also have movies under the stars that you can watch even if you're not staying there. They have playgrounds, things that you can do while you are there, and just exploring. I think too is pretty great. They have fun things to look at and explore.
Yeah, There's lots going on. I love the idea of people taking time to do a tour because if you don't, sometimes you don't see those resorts. You don't get started in the
Hmm.
monorail. So you can do the same thing on the Skyliner, Fort Wilderness, Boardwalk
Hmm.
area resorts. The link that I just shared in the chat uh, has all of them. We have lots of different ideas. Christine says, Heather, do you plan to visit Mexico soon?
Yes, I want to get down there sometime soon. Need to do some planning on that and figure out when it's going to work. I want Brent, my husband, to be able to go with, and I'm thinking his schedule's not going to make that possible. So might have to come up with a plan B. But that is the goal this year before I turn 51. I almost said 52. Ugh.
Yeah, you just had your birthday.
Thank you for reminding me, Shannon.
You should come with Felicia.
Bring her down?
Hmm.
Maybe I will.
Yeah,
Drag her booty.
she's always up for an adventure.
Joke.
Christine, looking forward to Heather's Run Disney race. Did you register for Dopey?
Dopey registration is in March, and I think I'm going to try to register for it because doing it before I turn 50 seems like appropriate. Like I could still say I did it when I was 50. So I think I'm going to try.
Christine also says, leaving for Hawaii today. Have the best time, Christine. I got married there a few years ago in Maui. 10-hour flight in economy. Yeah, that is a long, so a direct flight probably. It's a very long way.
Mm-hmm.
Still, I cannot wait for this cruise. I have a question. How was the Starlink internet on board your last DCL cruise? I may have to virtually interview for a job on one of our
Mm.
sea days. So I did a YouTube video about DCL Wi-Fi and internet connections. So if you want to go watch that on YouTube, I explain all the options, including telling you what I had for my last cruise. I spent $442, which is crazy. I am not suggesting it, but I had to do it in this case in order to have good upload speeds because I upload videos during trips, and that was very good quality. That's one thing
Mm.
I said in the video was it is really fast. And so if you get it, I streamed YouTube videos, I streamed Netflix shows, I uploaded videos. It was excellent, but it is very expensive. And incidentally, that $442 I paid, it would be over $500 now because right after the cruise, all the prices went up. So if you have to get it, you could do it just for the day. And I would do the top package, which is called Internet plus Streaming. And it works very, very well.
Did you do one device, two devices?
2 devices at the highest level
Uh
for
huh.
the whole week.
Okay.
It's a week long. So 7 days, 2 devices, highest package was $442, would be 500 now. Um, but in the video, I give tips on how to save money on because the way that I did it isn't the way most people should do it. It's a crazy amount to spend.
Yeah.
And in fact, Heather and I are going on a cruise in April, and I was like, I don't know if I'm going to get the internet this time,
Mm-hmm.
but it's because we're going to be at like US ports where our phones will work as well. And it may not be necessary. Thank
Yeah.
God. Thank God.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't
Look,
want to spend
we're
that much
basically
money.
making money on that
Mhm.
cruise now.
Yes, that would, what a concept. Jessica says, good morning. If I check out of a Disney World resort on a Sunday, do I need to book my bounce back by Saturday or the next Sunday?
It's within 7 days.
So probably Sunday to Sunday.
Yeah. But I get nervous a lot, so I'd probably book it by Saturday just to be safe.
Yeah. Lauren was commenting on the magic bands, and she said, I thought they had to be charged to work at all. I
Mm-mm.
know. And this is why we talk about this all the time because, like, if you have a family of 4 and you're trying to charge everyone's magic bands, it's an insane amount of things to be connected to. And you
Yeah.
run out of ports, chargers.
Yeah. Yeah. Even if Shannon and I both travel with like what would you call the like a thing where you can plug in lots of USB things?
Hub.
Thank you. Menopause is really hard on the brain. We both travel with hubs, but if we were charging all of our things and our magic band, we're gonna run out of space. So
Yeah.
they don't
So
have to be.
they absolutely do not. Mine doesn't know what it's like to be charged. Love listening to these lives throughout the week. If you're going to Epcot after hours and entering from the Skyliner, what would your touring look like?
Um, if you're arriving like early, when as soon as your ticket will let you in, I would maybe think about knocking Remy's out, because that one is so far away from everything else, and then you can kind of concentrate the rest of your evening from no you won't have to get any further into the World Showcase than Frozen Ever After. Does that make sense? So you would only then be at that end of the park, which would save you a lot of steps and a lot of time. But
Yes. One thing to look for is the day guests that are
mhm,
still in the line. You don't want to hop in a line that is still busy
mhm.
from the day guests. So I would look for that. But it would be really nice just to be able to do Remy's and then go to the rest of the park because it's so big.
Yeah, and if you're entering as soon as your ticket lets you in, you should be able to do that one, even if you might have to stand in a little bit longer in line depending on the time of day. But I would do that. I would do the fireworks at night. Maybe do like Grand Fiesta Tour, some of the other smaller things that are in the World Showcase, and just limit the amount of time you're going to have to spend in there later so that you can knock out the big ones, the Guardians, Test Track,
Mm-hmm.
all the stuff at the front of the park.
Christine says, since my 9-year-old lost the animation experience at Animal Kingdom, would a special date with mom at Nomad Lounge be appropriate? I hear everyone talking about how great it is. Never have been. Yeah, and I think it's a good
Mhm.
question. Like, can I take my kids to a bar or a lounge?
Mhm.
Essentially, I think this is probably the most kid friendly.
I would agree.
Yeah, I think all the ones that we talked about, like Nomad, La Cava, Baseline, you can take your kids to. But
Mhm.
I would say at La Cava, it just feels a little bit more like a bar.
Yeah,
And
I'm trying to think if
so,
I've ever even seen a kid there.
yeah, it wouldn't be the kind of place I would probably take a kid to, even though you
Mhm.
can. But I think Nomad, absolutely, it's more chill,
It's way more
and
chill. I think
there's
Nomad on the deck would be fun for a kid, because especially if the
yes,
blinds are open and they can see out, and I think that
yeah,
would be pretty cool.
you wouldn't feel out of place.
Uh-uh. Lots of
Uh,
kids there.
Jessica says nightly Patreon recordings are the best. Yes, absolutely. I obsess over the weather. Ali says I start looking 2 weeks out the minute our arrival day shows up on my weather app. Yes, I
Mhm.
posted on Instagram stories a couple days ago. I said, "Can you please help me understand why everybody asked us about the weather?" Because I literally feel like I'm missing something because we have weather apps on our phones where we put the cities of interest to us.
Mhm.
So if we're going like Anaheim is there because we go to Disneyland sometimes. Orlando is there. If we were traveling somewhere else on a personal trip, that city would be there because
Mhm.
we are tracking the weather where we're going. And why doesn't everyone do that? This is my question. But I would add to this that you do more than this because you're tracking storms during the trips.
Yeah, well, and RIP to Dark Sky. Let's just toss that out there. Apple bought it. They said they were gonna integrate it. It's not the same. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's not the same. It used to be so good. Be like, your rain starting in your location in 32 seconds, and yeah, it doesn't work.
I use my radar
Mhm.
and I always have, and that one works pretty well. And you can set it up to alert you if there are storms within a certain range, which comes in really handy in Florida. I have yet to figure out how to make it work for me in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. The weather here isn't that different than Orlando, like in terms of
Mhm.
humidity, temperatures, and rain during the same months of the year. But here, I'd have no idea. Like there's no way to predict it. It's like, oh, it's raining in the jungle. It's gonna rain on you next. It doesn't make sense.
Doesn't do that.
In Orlando, it's easier. Allie says, "Do you think it's crazy to go to Epcot on the last day of Festival of the Arts?" You're not going to ever get me to use that acronym. Is our only day? It's our only day to go to the festival. I think it's fine.
I think it's fine too. I would definitely go. No big deal. I would go ahead and go, and it'll be great. It may not even be that any busier than what you think it's going to be. So, I think it would be great. Looking to see if there's any others here that we've missed. Um, looks like we are going at Easter and Wonder